Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. I'm Michael Chabot, and I'm here to tell you that there will always be challenges in life, and in some cases, like mine, tragedies. But human beings are resilient. All you need to do is make a decision today. Follow me on this journey to hope, and together we will live, we will learn, and we will grow. And hopefully, we will find some hope in every day. Welcome to my journey to hope. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of My Journey to Hope. This is Michael Chabot, and I'm recording this episode today because I read something that really moved me that I wanted to share with everybody. I read an article called "What I Wish More People Understood About Losing a Child" by a woman named Paula Stevens. And I'm not reading this so that you can feel sorry for me. I'm not reading this for any other reason, but I think it's important for other people to understand. So I'm just going to go through it. I apologize for reading this, but I just really think it's something that spoke to my heart that I wanted to share with all of you. So, it says, number 1, remember our children. The loss of children is a pain all bereaved parents share. And it's a degree of suffering that's impossible to grasp without experiencing it firsthand. Often we know someone else is experiencing grief. Often when we know someone else is experiencing grief, our discomfort keeps us from approaching it head on. But we want the world to remember our child, no matter how young or how old our child was. If you see something that reminds you of my child, tell me. If you're reminded at the holidays or on his or her birthday that I am missing my son or daughter, please tell me you remember him or her. And when I speak his or her name or relive memories, relive them with me. Don't shrink away. If you never met my son or daughter, don't be afraid to ask about him or her. One of my greatest joys is talking about my son or daughter. Accept that you can't fix us. An out-of-order death such as child loss breaks a person, especially a parent, in a way that is not fixable or solvable, ever. We will learn to pick up the pieces and move forward, but our lives will never be the same. Every grieving parent must find a way to continue to live with loss and its solitary journey. We appreciate your support and hope you can be patient with us as we find our way. Please don't tell us it's time to get back to life, that it's been long enough, or that time heals all wounds. We welcome your support and love, and we know sometimes it's hard to watch, but our sense of brokenness isn't going to weigh. It's something to observe, recognize, and accept. Number 3, know that there are at least 2 days a year we need a time out. We still count birthdays and fantasize that what our child would be like if she were still living. Birthdays are especially hard for us. Our heart aches to celebrate our child's arrival into this world, but we are left becoming intensely aware of the hole in our hearts instead. Some parents create rituals or have parties while others prefer solitude. I personally prefer solitude. Either way, we are likely going to need time to process the marking of another year without our child. Then there's the anniversary of the date that our child became an angel. This is a remarkable process similar to a parent of a newborn, first counting the days, then the months, then the 1-year anniversary, making the time on the other side of that crevice in our lives. No matter how many years go by, the anniversary date of when our child died brings back deeply emotional memories and painful feelings, particularly if there is trauma associated with the child's death. The days leading up to that day can feel like impending doom or like it's hard to breathe. who may or may not share with you what's happening. And I can tell you here as a side note that for me, leading up to the 1-year anniversary of my daughter's death was very, very difficult. As the days approached, as the day approached and it got closer, you just feel this anxiety, this pending doom. This is where the process of remembrance will help. If you have heard me speak of my child or supported me in remembering her, you will be able to put the pieces together and know when these tough days are approaching. Number 4, realize that we struggle every day with happiness. It's an ongoing battle to balance the pain and guilt of outliving your child with the desire to live in a way that honors them and their time on this earth. Here she says, I remember going on a family cruise 18 months after my son died. On the first day, I stood at the back of the ship and bawled that I wasn't sharing this experience with him. Then I had to steady myself and recognize that I was also creating memories with my surviving sons and enjoying the time with them in the present moment. As bereaved parents, we are constantly balancing holding grief in one hand and a happy life after loss in the other. You might observe this when you are with us at a wedding, graduation, or other milestone celebration. Don't walk away. Witness it with us and be part of our process. And I will say that I totally understand this. My son had a middle school graduation last year, and in one hand, like she said, you have grief and loss, and the other hand, you have happiness. And I sat there thinking, I'm so proud of my son because of what it took from him, from his character, after what he witnessed and saw, to pick himself up, to get back to school, and actually make it to graduate and go on to high school. And I know moving forward, it'll be that way always. When my oldest daughter graduates from college, I know I'm going to be extremely happy for her, and I'm going to be sad because my Gabriella will never get that chance. When my daughter gets married, I'll be happy and sad. When my son gets married, when my children have children, all those moments will have happiness and sadness within them. It's tough. It's hard, It's a hard way to live, but it's what we have to do. And I like what she says there is, if you're a friend of somebody who's lost a child, if you're my friend, don't walk away. Witness it with us. Be part of the process. Number 5, she says, accept the fact that our loss might make you uncomfortable. And I know this is true for a lot of people that I know. I know that prior to losing my Gabriella, that a few people that I know that have lost children, it scared the crap out of me. It really, truly scared me. So she says, our loss is unnatural, out of order. It challenges your sense of safety. You may not know what to say or do, and you're afraid you might make us lose it. We've learned all of this as part of what we're learning about grief. We will never forget our child. And in fact, our loss is always right under the surface of other emotions, even happiness. We would rather lose it because you spoke his or her name and remembered our child than try and shield ourselves from the pain and live in denial. Grief is the pendulum swing of love. The stronger and deeper the love, the more grief will be created on the other side. Consider it a sacred opportunity to stand shoulder to shoulder with someone who have endured one of life's most frightening events. Rise up with us. And that's the truth. My grief is always right underneath the surface of my happiness. It's always with me. It always will be with me. And as I said from the very first episode, I'm using my experience, my journey on this road to help others, because it doesn't have to just be the loss of a child. It can be a divorce. It can be job loss. It can be financial issues. It can be the loss of a parent, a sibling. Life isn't easy, but there are tools to help us navigate so that we don't have to live a life of suffering. And here's what I want to say. I had no idea on February 8th, 2018, when I dropped Gabriella off at school, signed her into the office of her high school, that would be the last time I would see her alive. That would be the last time I would kiss her and hear the words come from her mouth, "I love you, Poppy," and see her beautiful little smile. Don't take those moments for granted. You don't know what tomorrow brings. There's no guarantee that tomorrow comes. Right now, this moment is the only guarantee we have in life. Tell your children you love them. Enjoy every moment with them. Put down your phone. Get off Facebook and Instagram. Don't bring your frustration and stress home from the office at night. Spend time with them. Give them 100% of your attention. Look, I know it's not easy. Life's a pain in the ass. There's a lot of responsibilities and pressures. But I implore you, do this. And if you're a parent that maybe hasn't been the greatest parent and you have a rift with your child, reach out to them. Write them a letter, send them a text, send them an email, tell them you're sorry. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you want to create a relationship with them. Because you don't know what tomorrow can bring. I just want you to learn from my loss. I want you to learn from the lessons that life is giving me. And I want you to live your best life. As always, to my sweet baby girl, Gabriella, Poppy loves you so much.